It is my distinct pleasure to introduce our December 2011 commencement speaker, Dr. Lane Miller. Dr. Lane Miller joined Lord Corporation in May 1979 as a research engineer and was promoted to research manager of active systems in 1986, advancing to director of mechanical R&D in 1991. Lane led Lord Corporation's initial commercialization activity for electromechanical products. He became Director of Mechanical and Process Technology, assuming responsibility for all mechanical product R&D and process development in August 2003. In 2007, Lane was promoted to Vice President of Global Technology for all of Lord Corporation. In his organization, there are more than 300 engineers, scientists, and technicians that support the company's technologies in adhesives, coatings, vibration attenuation, and motion control. Lane received his BS in Mechanical Engineering Technology from the University of Pittsburgh, a Master's of Engineering and Engineering Sciences from Penn State, and a PhD in Mechanical Engineering from none other than North Carolina State University. He holds more than 15 patents in active control of vibration. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Lane Miller.
Good evening, everyone, and congratulations to this great crew back here. I also have to say I take particular delight that Caitlin and Kristen left Chapel Hill, North Carolina to come here for a degree. I would like to thank Dr. Gould and the Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering faculty for inviting me here tonight to speak. This is certainly one of the highest honors of my professional career. Back in 1982, my employer, Lord Corporation, relocated with my wife Louise and me from Erie, Pennsylvania to Cary, North Carolina. As soon as we arrived, everyone here was telling us how much we were going to get into ACC basketball. I have to say, we were doubtful of that prediction. We were Steeler fans, and what in the world is the ACC anyways? Of course, by the time the spring of 1984 rolled around, Derek Wittenberg had thrown up the air ball that Lorenzo Charles caught and dunked through as the buzzer sounded, making the Wolfpack national champions. Needless to say, Louise and I have been infected ever since with ACC and North Carolina State basketball mania. Of course, we have had good teams since that time, but there have been years when our basketball team has not been ranked. However, there is a program here at North Carolina State that has continuously maintained national ranking. That program is the Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering program here at North Carolina State University. And to these folks back here, you have grabbed that arching air ball and dunked it through the hoop by your accomplishments here tonight. Certainly, you should feel proud of your accomplishment in graduating from this prestigious department. But tonight is much about beginning as it is about ending. So I'd like to spend a few minutes talking about what you are beginning. After 33 years in industry, I feel that I do have a little bit of wisdom to share with you. One word that I've continued to gain an appreciation for throughout my career is the word value. In fact, if I had a title for my talk, it would be Being in the Path of Value. What's value? Webster's definition is a fair return equivalent in goods, services, or money for something exchanged. Being an engineer, I like to express ideas in equations. Value is equal to benefit divided by cost, and the more you can quantify in dollars the benefit and cost, the better. In fact, I tell all of my engineers that all engineering units can be converted to dollars. Extending the mathematical concept a bit further, we want value to be greater than 1, in other words, benefit to be greater than cost. And we want d value dt, time derivative of value with time, to be positive so that it is growing. So what's the big deal about value, you might ask? Let me give you an example from my employer, Lord Corporation. Over 40 years ago, a young technologist at Lord invented Chemlock adhesive for bonding rubber to metal. Since that time, Chemlock has been the world-leading product of its kind and has continued to produce significant value. So what's the value of Chemlock besides the obvious impact on Lord's stakeholders? With over $10 billion in cumulative sales, Chemlock has indirectly helped pay for the livelihood of thousands of Lord employees, not to mention the employees of suppliers and local businesses. Beyond that, Chemlock probably helped to pay for thousands of college educations, thousands of homes and cars, and millions of pizzas at the corner pizza shops in Erie, Pennsylvania, where Lord started, and nearly as many lattes here in Cary, North Carolina, where we are now headquartered. That is the real impact of value in dollars that I want you to appreciate. So what are some of the ways to make sure that your career is providing value? Here are 4 keys. Understand that there is no entitlement. Provide value all the time. 2, focus on your job. Don't get too consumed with career advancement. 3, align your career with a path that allows you to provide value. And 4, know how to recognize enduring value from hype. Let me expand on each of these. The first key to providing value is to understand there is no entitlement. It was Charles de Gaulle who reportedly said that the graveyards are full of indispensable people. In other words, there's always someone waiting in the wings to take your place. While your academic accomplishments will help you, or have already helped you, get that first job as an engineer, your ability to continually provide value is what it is all about. 20 years ago, we competed in a nation of 250 million people. Today, we compete in a world of over 3 billion people, many of whom are willing to work for a lot less than your starting salary. The second key to providing value is focus on your job. Don't get too consumed by career advancement. I have, in a formal capacity, mentored over 25 young professionals in their career development. At the beginning of every mentoring relationship, I offer the following advice. While it is good to consider how you might advance professionally, the number one thing is to focus on producing as much value in your current job as you possibly can. And that is what will and should facilitate your advancement. People ask me, how did I advance from junior engineer to vice president technology? I tell them that I spent 98% of my brain power worrying about keeping my job, and the remaining 2% thinking about what might be next in my career. When I first started working for Lord Corporation as an entry-level engineer, my boss's boss, Dave Thomas, would tell me, Lane, do a good job and you get to keep it. Dave also offered that on how he advanced to senior management, saying that he was the least objectionable of all the other alternatives. To be sure, Dave had many great attributes, but his perspective helped me to keep in mind that providing value is what it is all about. The third key to providing value is to line your career path in a way to provide value. In my opinion, the answer to how we compete in a global economy is by innovating technology that produces new levels of value, and certainly as engineers, we play a key role in that. As such, my advice to you is, don't work for companies that strive to be low-cost competitors. There is always someone else who will be lower in cost. Don't work for industries that can't be sustained. Here in North Carolina, of course, the tobacco industry, as well as traditional textile industries, were examples. You should work for companies that have world-leading technology and strong market share. Such companies will provide you with an environment to provide value, which will allow your career to flourish. The fourth and last key to providing value that I will share tonight is know how to recognize enduring value from hype. Providing enduring value creates the opportunity to reinvest and create more value. In the late 1990s, the NASDAQ soared because of the internet boom. Not only were people racing to grow their portfolios by investing in .com companies, people were also racing to align their career with what seemed like the future. Just a few short years later, the boom turned to bust. Why? The simple answer is insufficient value. While the investors voted with their dollars, the consumer did not vote with their dollars, at least not to the scale that would support the bloated share prices. The old adage, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is, will help keep you out of trouble. So in summary, what I think fundamentally sets engineering aside from pure science is the production of value, and that is what we are trained to do in places like North Carolina State University. The four keys that I shared with you are understand that there's no entitlement, produce value all the time. 2, focus on your job, don't get too consumed with career advancement. 3, align your career with a path that allows you to produce value. And 4, know how to recognize enduring value from hype. So once again, congratulations on your significant academic accomplishments. They are significant indeed. Now go out and produce value and make the Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering Department here at North Carolina State proud. Thank you.